Evening all, welcome to Kicking Dust. Hang on a minute, this isn't Dust. No, it's not. And there's a bloody good reason why we're doing this. Don't switch off, seriously don't switch off. I know a lot of you are reaching for the switch button right now. How dare you not play Dust? Well look, seriously bro, let me explain why we're playing PlanetSide 2. So enjoy the visuals in the background. Let's have a chat why I'm playing this. The reality is that Dust is becoming a difficult place to continually do daily videos on, and let me explain why. It's because there's real kind of uncertainty as to what CCP are going to do with the game. There's a real kind of focus, I think, as well, that just collective silence from CCP is not exactly a good thing. So I'm not going to sit here and kind of just continue to do videos on a game that CCP don't really seem to give much of a shit about. Look at that as we get stomped off the base. There we go. That's a great way to start. So I want to show you some other games. So this is kind of my purpose. I know it does mean the end of Daily Dust, but look, don't unsubscribe. Well, if you're going to subscribe, then go for it. But please don't, because I think you should give this game a go. And this is the reason this is important is because there's two reasons actually. The first one is that this is a game that is readily available right now. So if you want to play Legion, you would be wise to play this first, because this will give you, I guess, a taste of really what PC gaming and also the kind of massively open world shooter that I think Legion is going to be, or potentially be. This is a great example because this will give you a feel for it. Shooters on PC are totally different to shooters on consoles, and let me try and explain that in a bit of a flammy way, because right, point number one, console shooters have a solidness to them that PC shooters never have. I can't explain that, that's just the way it is. It feels that there's a very big difference between the two. Okay, so PC shooters generally feel like you're a bit more plastic. Everything feels more plastic, everything feels less solid, everything feels less heavy, which is something you're going to have to bear in mind, because Legion will likely be the same, because it will just run faster, so everything feels a bit lighter. And secondly, I think the thing to bear in mind is that you're going to have this kind of scenario, I guess, where switching to a different game is going to be hard. Don't get me wrong, I understand that, but there are so much better games out there at the moment. And don't unsubscribe, don't switch off. Let me justify this to you, bro, because the reality is at the moment is Dust is kind of not going anywhere, so we're going to continue playing it. But I think the reality is I'm keen to play other stuff and show other stuff as well. So don't worry, there's still going to be very regular Dusts, and it's just I want to throw some other things in there. Now again, PlanetSide 2 is an important one because it's coming to the PS4, so those of you who are PS3ers at the moment, you're likely going to have to upgrade at some point, because let's face it, your PS3 is made out of basically recycled Algerian washing machines and pretty much anything else that's kind of shit. So you're probably going to have to when it dies, because it will eventually die, because they all die, you're probably going to upgrade to a PS4. So this is why I think this is quite timely, because PlanetSide 4 is coming to the PlanetSide 2 is coming to the PS4. Oh god, PS's and numbers, I just get confused. Anyway, so there's plenty there, and I think there's some quite exciting stuff coming through. So I think definitely consider playing or having a look at these videos. Don't just switch off and say, why watching that, bro? Because there is actually quite a lot of good stuff in this game that I would heartily recommend to you as a gamer, because I think generally what I find is that people want that kind of open world experience with good guns, good solid fights, and to be honest, you want to log in and feel like you're having fun and you're having quote good times. Now PlanetSide 2 is a very different game than most. It's an odd game because it is an incredibly difficult game, considering that there are so many veteran players in it right now, but that kind of doesn't matter too much, because what you'll find is that the big battles are still going on, and they're actually quite fun. So it's going to be hard for a noob to come into any game, to be honest with you. And this is maybe why Destiny is quite a timely discussion as well, because everybody's starting from scratch with Destiny, so maybe that's the way to go. So to be honest, there's kind of a whole range of gaming out there for you if you like first-person sci-fi shooters, because PlanetSide 2 is a great example of a good sci-fi shooter on the PC. But if you're going to stick with the consoles, then quite frankly, Destiny is probably worth a look. Yes, you got to pay for it. Yes, it's not free, and yes, it's going to be a bit of a kind of weird one to get used to because it will have some form of MMO FPS elements to it. So I think certainly don't be afraid to give things a go. I honestly would say that is it's part of the process. But when I tried playing PlanetSide 2, in fact, this very video you're seeing here, it felt so alien to me. It felt so different. It felt so weird. But the reality is that at the end of it, it's actually a very good game. And the fights that we had, so we've got a video today, and we've got a video in 2 days' time. Don't worry, you have your dust tomorrow. I know you love your dust. But we're going to show you a battle in tanks in 2 days' time. So give it a go. Just literally see how it feels. Okay. This game is free to play as well. So if you have a PC that can play it, you generally need a relatively okay one, but not a huge expensive one. I would say that this is definitely worth a go because once you get it, once that little bug hits you, you're like, oh yeah, I get it now. And I think, to be honest, this is going to be a great middle ground for many of the Dust players who are looking to maybe play Legion. This is your middle ground. This is what Pyrex recommends to you that you play before you play Legion. Because if you can get good at this game, you're going to be very good at Legion. Because everything about Legion will have to follow the quote PC gaming rules. So mouse and keyboard, you're going to have that kind of, I guess the way that it runs. You're going to have to kind of learn not to have aim assist. You're going to have to learn how to shoot dudes properly. So to be honest, to me, this is the ideal middle ground, and I'm heartily recommending it to you to play it because I think actually this is where you should learn to play PC gaming on this game because it's free, because it's actually quite simple, and actually it's quite fun. But you will get proto-stomped into the floor by great big stomping mechs like that. But that's part of the fun. And it is fun, I do promise you. So there we go. Hopefully you're still there, and I'm not talking to an empty microphone. Give it a go. Change is coming, and I think, quite frankly, if you're going to migrate to Legion, this is the great thing to do before that. Hope you enjoyed that. There's plenty more to come, so do give it a chance.